Okay, so in this video, we're going to talk about a method for integrating that's called integration by parts. And integration by parts is very useful when you have an integrand that is a product of two functions. So down at the bottom of the screen, you see some examples where it might come in useful. You've got x times natural log x, or x squared times e to the x, or e to the x times sine of x. So it's kind of like you apply the product rule when you had a product of functions. That was for taking a derivative and going the other direction. Integration by parts is when you're integrating a product of functions. Now it's not exactly just the opposite of the product rule, but it is based on the product rule. So if we kind of remember what the product rule looked like, we took the derivative with respect to x of u and v. Now both u and v are functions of x. These are some functions of x. Our product rule looked like this, right? First derivative second plus second derivative first. And an easier way to write that, just simpler notation, is that that's u v prime plus v u prime. Okay, now what we can do here is we can apply, okay, so on this side, if I applied the integral with respect to x, integral with respect to x would undo the derivative with respect to x, and I'd be left with just uv, and I can do that as long as I apply the integral all the way through. So integral with respect to x of this term, and also this term, right, and that's what's happened here. Right, so derivative was undone on this side. Got the integral of uv prime with respect to x. Now v prime dx could be thought as just the differential dv. So in the next step, v prime dx is just the differential dv. And here, integral of vu prime with respect to x, u prime dx is just the differential with respect to u. Okay, now if I rearrange here, and I'm going to solve this, remember over here is uv, I'm going to solve this for the integral of u dv, then what happens is I've got the integral of u dv equals uv, which is here, minus this term, integral of v du. And this is what we use for integration by parts. Now, what I'm doing when I think of my product of functions is I have u multiplied by dv. So I have some function multiplied by what I'm going to think is the differential, or in other words, the derivative of some function. Okay, now what happens is when we go to plug into our integration by parts formula, we've got to identify the u and the dv. And you see lots of different ways explained to think about how you choose u and dv. The guidelines here are good, but I'm going to offer another explanation that I think is a little easier to remember, and I'm going to write. I'm just going to write. I'm going to write on your screen here. There's an acronym, LIATE. LIATE. Okay, and LIATE stands for logarithmic, inverse trigonometric, algebraic, trigonometric, and exponential. And what this is a little acronym for, if you go in this order, these are the types of functions that would be most likely to work as a choice for u. Right? So when you go, you're going to have to figure out what u is and what dv is. And sometimes it's just a guess, but LIATE is a good way to remember what the best choice for u will be. The guidelines here say you want to let dv be the most complicated part of the integrand, and u is what's left over. And that's a good idea, but sometimes it's hard to know, well, what's the most complicated? Okay, so let's go here. So if I start with this example, I've got to choose one of these to be u and one to be dv. Okay. So if I go through my Lie8, I don't have a logarithmic. I don't have anything logarithmic. I don't have inverse trigonometric. I do have an algebraic piece. The x is just algebraic. Okay. And so the first one I come to as I go through Lie8, that's what I want to choose to be u. Okay, and so here you can see lots of different ways you could think about it, right? But the best is going to be this one right here where x is u. And I went with that acronym Lie8. Okay. Right, we're going to let u be equal to x. And the quote-unquote more complicated piece is e to the x, I suppose. But I suppose that's subjective, what is and is not more complicated. Okay, so if we look at this, we're going to let u be x, which means du is dx. And we're going to let dv be e to the x. Okay, so if I want to get from dv back to v, I've got to integrate. Okay, so I integrate my dv, and that's just the integral of e to the x, which gives you e to the x. Okay, so I've got u and v and dv and du, and now I'm just going to substitute into my formula. This probably just has to be memorized. Right? So u goes here, v goes here, and du goes here. And so if we drop those things in, right, here's the integral of what I wanted to find. That's equal to uv minus the integral of v du, which comes down to this. So you have to evaluate an integral here. This guy's set. But this integral is easy. Integral of e to the x is just e to the x. So we get x e to the x minus e to the x plus c. And you could check if you wanted to, right? If you differentiate, you should get the original function back. And of course, these can become more complicated, but that's the basic idea. Make the appropriate choice for u and dv and drop into your integration by parts formula. As is said here, practice makes perfect. You just got to go and work through several problems and you get good at it. And again, here's a little bit of a summary on how you might think about choosing your u and your dv. But again, I think if you stick with the Lie8, these all kind of fall into place. But however you want to think about it, of course, is up to you.